Hey, what's up you guys, it is Forge here and welcome back to another video. We are here today on the All the Mods 9 pack, the no frills version that is. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build something like this, a mob farm. And a great thing about this is it's very adaptable. It can fit into pretty much any space. It doesn't have to be this 7x7. You can pretty much build it any way you want. So if we come on over to this chest over here, we're going to have a look at a couple things you're going to definitely need to build this, and that's this top row of things here and possibly these things here or something like these, and then down here are some optional things that we'll go to a bit later. So for actually building the mob farm and harvesting the mobs, you're going to want yourselves one of these mob mashers from mob grinding utils. These are fairly simple to make: some diamonds, redstone, iron, and an iron spike from mob grinding utils. Again, some iron and some more iron swords. And this guy right here is probably one of the best mob grinders in the whole mod pack, and that's because of its upgrades. So we're going to be using two of them here, and that is this sharpness upgrade and this upgrade looting. And these guys, you're going to need 10 of each to go into the mob masher. That's the max it can hold. And to make the sharpness, it's just some iron sword, some gold nuggets, and redstone dust. And the looting one is 4 blue dye, some gold nuggets, and any looting book. You're also going to need yourself some sort of redstone signal, so a lever, to turn this mob masher on. You're also going to need yourself some of this dreadful dirt, and I've got 48 here because this is a 7x7 farm, so that's the amount you're going to need for this, because obviously you don't need any under this mob masher. And I'm not going to go into detail about how you guys obtain this stuff because it is kind of a process, and I have done a mod review for mob grinding utils, so I recommend you guys check that out. It'll be linked in the cards right now. And then you are going to need some sort of building block or something to build this, or you could just dig out an area and put it in. I'm using tinted glass here just so you can see into the spawner, but it doesn't let any light through. This is the tinted glass from mob grinding utils, not from vanilla Minecraft. It's just a little bit easier to craft with coal or charcoal and glass. Then to actually move the mobs to this mob masher to kill them, you're going to want to get yourself some of these vector plates. I'm going to be using these faster ones, but you can actually use the regular vector plates. These work just fine, or you can go a stage higher and go to the extreme, or however you want to do it. But to craft these, you're going to need some gold, some sugar, and then the baseline vector plates. And then to craft the lower level vector plates, you're going to need 2 sugar, a pink slime or a slime ball of any type, and then some sort of basalt or blackstone or deep slate. And then finally, to collect up all the items, you're going to want to get yourself an absorption hopper from mob grinding utils, and this is just made with 3 obsidian, a hopper, and an eye of ender. So now that we've got all of this stuff ready, we're going to want to actually construct the mob farm. And a thing to note about this dreadful dirt is you should not place it until you have a roof over it. So let's get a box going real quick. So now that I've got a big tinted glass box going, let's go ahead and place in the dreadful dirt. What this stuff does basically is it will spawn any hostile mob that can actually spawn in this biome. So it can spawn skeletons, slimes, zombies, witches, etc. Just any type of vanilla mob pretty much. You're not going to come across too many modded mobs with this farm. And the great thing about this dreadful dirt is that you can bring it on into the nether, and you can also bring this farm on into the nether, and you can get things like gas and magma creams and piglins and pigmen spawning. So you can get yourself gold and magma cream and probably some gas tiers as well. And you'll notice I left out this little space here at the front. We're going to go ahead and plop this lever down here and switch it on, and then we're going to go ahead and plonk this mob masher down. Now, really important to note, if you now have this on and you're in survival mode, it will actually hurt you, so do be careful. So now we're going to go ahead and right click on this guy and just go ahead and shift click the sharpness and the looting upgrade. And do bear in mind now this is going to do even more damage because it's got the sharpness upgrades in it. Oh, it killed me. So now that we've got all of this set up, we're going to want to set up some vector plates all pointing toward this mob masher to push the mobs at them. And the great thing about these vector plates is it still allows the mobs to spawn from this dreadful dirt. Now when placing these, you're going to want to be careful because they are directional, so the direction you're facing is the direction the plate will go. And also when you're standing on them, be careful because they will just fling you at the mob masher. If you want to be able to move around on these guys while in survival, you can go ahead and shift and it just lets you move freely. So let's go ahead and get these all set up. So the pattern I have chosen, and you can pretty much do any pattern that will get them to this mob masher, but the one I've chosen is to just funnel them all into the middle, and then from the middle they're all just going to get pushed to this mob masher. And now theoretically we could close this up and mobs would start spawning, but we have nowhere to put the items at the moment. And and that's where this absorption hopper comes in. So you can go ahead and pretty much plonk this anywhere in the world. I'm just going to go ahead and put it here. And if we go ahead and jump into this GUI here, you'll see there's a couple things you can change, but the one we're going to first look at is this show area, and it'll show the area that it's actually going to pick things up. So now what I'd recommend is you actually push this. I think we're going south, so we want the offset of this to be on the plus, and then push it so it goes all the way in here, just so it's not picking anything up on the outside of the mob spawner. And now we can actually just close this up right here, and this is pretty much a fully functioning mob spawner. If we get some to spawn, you can also hide this area, and you'll see now we're getting mob spawning coming in and dying real quick, and we're getting all the stuff down here. So now we need some sort of storage. So how you handle storage for this obviously depends on which bit of the game you're at. If you're at the very beginning and you're trying to build this guy, then I'd recommend going for the more simple stuff, like maybe a singularity tank which can hold 32 buckets of XP. This can be crafted with just some glass and some iron, or you could go for the basic fluid tank from Mechanism, which is just some redstone and iron, or you could go even more advanced and go for the advanced fluid tank, which can hold a little bit more fluid, 64 buckets, but this is going to require you getting some infused alloy. And then for the item storage, I would recommend going for something higher up than a regular Minecraft chest, as this is going to run out of space pretty quickly. I'd recommend going for the sophisticated storage chest, so you could go for a gold chest, or even if you can afford it, a diamond chest. So we can go ahead and put down the tank on this side, for example, and then we can put a double chest down on this side, so 2 of these diamond chests. That's quite a lot of storage. And if you want these chests to be even bigger, or store even more stuff, that is, you can put these stack upgrades in. So this will multiply the number of stacks that can fit into a slot by 8. This gold tier 3 upgrade, this isn't too bad to make, a little bit expensive, or you can go ahead and do it by 16 with the diamond tier 1. And with this stack upgrade, you just go ahead and place it in one of these upgrade slots here in the diamond chest, and now this will be able to store a lot more stuff. Now you just need to configure the absorption hopper, and you can see we got some stuff in there already. So we're facing currently west that way, so on the west side we're going to want items to go, and on the east side we're going to want the fluids to go into this tank here. And so if you're early game, you're probably going to struggle a bit with handling the XP, as you can see this guy is nearly full and I haven't been running this thing for that long. But in terms of items, you should be okay. This chest is fairly large, although you're going to get a lot of single items like scrolls and armor and stuff. But if you're a bit more late game and you wanted something a little more bulkier that's not going to overflow with items or XP, you could go for a little something like this. So what we're doing with this guy over here is, firstly, we're getting the XP to go into this tank down here. Now you don't actually need this tank. So from this tank here, we're actually pulling out with a pipe. I'm using the elite mechanical pipe from Mechanism, but you don't have to use that. You can use a much cheaper pipe. And I'm going into this XP solidifier from Mob Grinding Utils. And this guy, fairly easy to craft, just some entity conveyors from Mob Grinding Utils, a singularity tank, a hopper, and a piston. So what this XP solidifier does is when 1,000 millibuckets or 1 bucket of fluid XP comes in, it will compress the XP using this XP mold jelly baby into an XP jelly baby here. And then I've got it just being stored in this drawer here from functional storage, which is locked, and also has some of these gold upgrades on them, which aren't too bad to craft, as well as a void upgrade, which is just a little bit of obsidian. And if you're in survival, you can go ahead and just click one of these out and consume it, and then it will give you the XP. Now for the items, I'm using a little bit of a more advanced system. So we've got this logistical sorter from Mechanism. This is fairly easy to make, and I've got this guy set up to get rid of things with the tag of forge tools. So if you want to add a new tag, you go into new filter, you go tag, and then you just go forge tools, and this will get rid of anything that's considered a tool under the MBT tag. And then we've also got forge armors, which will get rid of any armor. And then I've got these things here, these scrolls that you see dropping, and then you just want to make sure fuzzy is on, and that will let any type of scroll go through this guy. And those are all being trashed in this item trash can from the trash cans mod. And then this way we have this elite logistical transporter, which is just an item transfer pipe. You can use any type of item transfer going into this storage controller here. And then I have a bunch of locked drawers, and this is essentially what acts as the filter, because it only allows things that are in these drawers to come across this way, so we don't have any of the armors and stuff being pulled out this way. And yeah, obviously there are going to be millions of other ways to store items. That's the great thing about mod packs. There's so many different ways to do little things, but these are the ways that I like to set them up. So you guys let me know what your favorite way is. But anyway, I think that's about all I wanted to cover for today. I hope you guys have found this video useful, and I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and check out my All the Mods 9 series that I've currently got going on right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.